Good evening, you are watching News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Jugdir Gambold. And for our top stories for you today. Mongolia needs to develop intensive animal husbandry to increase meat exports. President of Mongolia attends the coronation ceremony of King Charles III. University graduates will be eligible for employment opportunities in the provinces. For other news, stay tuned. In 2017, Mongolia exported 32.2 thousand tons of meat, but this number dropped to 16,000 tons in 2022. Mongolia's meat export faces several challenges that contribute to its lack of stability, including the failure to meet quality and safety standards. Industry experts note the importance of developing intensive animal husbandry for the success of exports.
Intensive animal husbandry is a livestock production system that maximizes output by raising animals in confined spaces and providing controlled environments. This approach can support year-round meat exports regardless of seasonal variations. Intensive animal husbandry often involves regular health monitoring and disease control measures. Animals can be closely observed, and preventive measures such as vaccinations, biosecurity protocols, and veterinary care can be easily implemented. This helps minimize the risk of diseases that may be more prevalent during certain seasons, ensuring a healthier and more consistent meat supply.
We can't export beef right now. To increase meat exports, we should create a secure zone where meat for export is produced. The secure zone must meet veterinary and sanitation standards. For example, if there are non-reproductive cattle, they should be isolated for 90 to 120 days and intensively fed under the farmer's control.
Intensive systems typically involve constructing barns, sheds, and feedlots that provide shelter and protection from harsh weather conditions. This allows livestock to be raised in a controlled environment, reducing the impact of extreme temperatures, precipitation, and other seasonal challenges. Intensive systems focus on providing consistent and balanced nutrition to animals. This includes formulating specialized feed rations that meet the specific requirements of each livestock species. With proper feed management, animals can maintain optimal growth rates and productivity, regardless of seasonal fluctuations in natural forage availability.
To develop intensive animal husbandry, it's important that farmers have their land for cultivation, as farmers need to prepare livestock feed. The Ministry of Food, Agriculture and Light Industry is working to develop intensive animal husbandry zones that meet all veterinary and sanitation standards in the western, eastern and northern parts of Mongolia. Currently, Mongolia exports its meat for low prices.
The use of artificial insemination and other assisted reproductive techniques may also optimize breeding efficiency. This allows for more precise control of the timing of births and enables year-round production cycles, ensuring a continuous supply of livestock for meat production.
Every year, 140,000 students study at universities across Mongolia, but less than 30% work in rural areas after graduation. As part of the government's rural revival policy, employment opportunities will be provided to recent graduates who relocate to work in the provinces.
This employment initiative is designed to offer support to students who come from rural areas and build up the labor force.
Through the Social Support Fund and Teachers Hub program, we provide support for teachers and renovate their homes and create a comfortable living environment. Additionally, we offer support for teachers to write and publish new books, textbooks, manuals, and academic articles. Furthermore, we assist in creating job opportunities for the family members of teachers who live in the area. The advantage of Orkhon province is that it leads in the human development and competitiveness indexes. This means the province has the resources and the opportunities to develop its people. Furthermore, Idnit is the city that provides the most comfortable living environment in Mongolia.
We're signing an agreement to conduct a project to prepare high-quality teachers. On the other hand, we must cooperate responsibly to avoid creating a shortage of teachers. Ahram province has population of over 100,000. As the number of people migrating every year increases, the demand for local personnel also increases. The province wants to provide employment to young people interested in working in various professions and to support young people who choose to work in the province.
Please take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by the Central Bank of Mongolia. Please take a look at the current affairs of Mongolia.
Prime Minister of Mongolia Erdogan Lofsnamsara paid a courtesy call to the Speaker of the National Assembly of Hungary, Laszlo Kövér, during his visit to Mongolia last week. The Prime Minister emphasized Mongolia's interest in strengthening ties with Hungary in different fields, particularly in the economy, trade and investment. Speaker Kövér expressed the Hungarian National Assembly's commitment to supporting trade and comprehensive cooperation as part of Mongolia's new revival policy. Since 2017, 200 Mongolian students have studied in Hungary with scholarships from the Hungarian government. The Prime Minister expressed readiness to cooperate to ensure that meetings, discussions and agreements between the parliamentary speakers of both countries are constructive, effective and implemented. Speaker Kövér's visit is expected to yield positive outcomes in advancing mutually beneficial cooperation between Mongolia and Hungary.
President Khurelsukh, accompanied by First Lady Lofsandorjin Bolortsuk, attended the coronation ceremony of King Charles III of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This momentous event in London was attended by over 2,000 dignitaries representing various foreign governments. The year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and Britain. Mongolia has fostered the friendly relations and fruitful cooperation with Britain, the first Western nation to establish diplomatic ties with Mongolia. Britain has been a steadfast supporter since the early stages of Mongolia's democratic transition.
Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. King Charles was crowned Saturday at Westminster Abbey in a ceremony steeped in ancient ritual and brimming with bling at a time when the monarchy is striving to remain relevant in a fractured modern Britain. At a coronation with displays of royal power straight out the Middle Ages, Charles was given an orb, a sword and scepter, and had the solid gold, bejeweled St. Edward's crown placed atop his head as he sat up in a 700-year-old oak chair.
In front of world leaders, foreign royals, dignitaries, and a smattering of stars, the monarch declared, "I come not to be served, but to serve," and was presented as Britain's adopted king. Inside the medieval abbey, trumpets sounded and a congregation of more than 2,000 shouted, "God save the king." Outside, thousands of troops, hundreds of thousands of spectators, and scores of protesters converged. Crowds weathering chilly rain waved flags and cheered as a gilded horse-drawn coach carried King Charles III and Queen Camilla back to Buckingham Palace following Saturday's coronation ceremony. The Prince and Princess of Wales were seen departing along with their children Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Mounted troops led the way as 4,000 armed service members marched through the central London. Australian military personnel fired a 21-gun salute outside Parliament on Sunday to mark the coronation of King Charles III. Heavy rain dampened the custom of the legislature in Canberra. Charles, who also becomes Australia's ceremonial head of state, had been crowned in London the previous day. New Zealand celebrated the coronation of Britain's King Charles III on Saturday and Sunday. In Wellington, a 21-gun salute took place on Sunday morning, while locals in the suburb of Thornton also organized a garden party. Party organizer Robin Taylor praised the wonderful historic event.
We've had a hard couple of years, and this is an amazing event, whether you're a monarchist or not. It's a wonderful historic event, so it just seemed a great idea. I found the music deeply beautiful and very, very moving. But the Abbey, magnificent. The great sense of history going back for thousands of years. It was an extraordinarily moving event.
In Auckland, the bells of St. Matthew in the city's church were rung by the masters of St. Matthew's Society of Bell Ringers on Saturday night. Meanwhile, in Christchurch, a party was held at the Pegasus Arms pub on Saturday night to celebrate the coronation. Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, Take That were some of the stars performing at the King Charles III's coronation concert that was held on Sunday. The spectacle, held in front of 20,000-strong audience in front of Windsor Castle, was the climax of the coronation weekend, where Charles was anointed the King of the United Kingdom officially. The show included transmissions from across the country, where various landmarks had been glued up by light drone shows. Andrea Bocelli, Lan Lang, Nicole Scherzinger, Olly Murs, and Paloma Faith also performed at the event hosted by actor Hugh Bonneville, best known for his role in Downton Abbey. Miss Piggy and Kermit made a surprise appearance in the royal box. Indian star Sonam Kapoor introduced the performance by the Commonwealth Choir and Stevie Winwood, while designer Stella McCartney discussed King Charles' passion for the environment and introduced Zach Abel and Alexis French's performance.
Please take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a nice day.